Many of us are experiencing a rapid, systemic biological decay within the brain without ever knowing the cause. We are often told that cognitive decline and the loss of mental sharpness are simply the unavoidable results of getting older. Clinical data from children with type 1 diabetes tells a different story. In just 36 months of exposure to high glucose levels, MRI scans show physical neuroanatomical changes in white and gray matter development. High glucose levels are the specific driver of this decay, yet those levels are a direct result of the carbohydrate intake currently recommended to the general public by major health organizations. To see how this works in practice, look at a food universally endorsed by diabetes associations: 3 simple oranges. This chart shows the reality of that snack. 3 oranges deliver a concentrated load of 70 to 90 grams of carbohydrates. This results in a volatile glucose spike, followed immediately by a massive flood of insulin to force blood sugar back to a safe range. When an officially sanctioned superfood triggers this level of instability, the carbohydrate-heavy foundation of public health advice no longer aligns with biological reality. This lack of alignment is widespread. Today, roughly 93% of the American population suffers from some form of metabolic derangement. Because type 1 diabetics cannot produce their own insulin, they serve as a clinical window into the exact timeline of damage caused by chronic glucose exposure. By the 3-year mark, consistent exposure to high and variable glucose begins to alter the physical structure of the brain. By year 4, the damage spreads to the vascular system. Blood vessels lose their flexibility, transforming into a rigid, stiffened pipe that restricts circulation. This hardening prevents the body from producing nitric oxide, meaning the blood vessels can no longer expand to handle the stress of physical activity. The cardiovascular and neurological decline we associate with aging is often just the cumulative result of a lifetime of carbohydrate dependency. Halting this progression requires a shift to therapeutic carbohydrate restriction. By reducing carbohydrate intake, the body avoids the massive glucose spikes that drive tissue damage, allowing baseline insulin levels to drop. This triggers the liver to begin ketosis, an evolutionary backup system that converts stored body fat into highly efficient energy molecules called ketones. This comparison tracks brain network stability. When fueled by ketones rather than glucose, brain networks show an 87% increase in stability. Ketones also serve as signaling molecules that hunt and block the NLRP3 inflammasome, stopping the cellular source of systemic inflammation. This metabolic shift moves the body beyond its dependency on sugar, effectively pausing the cellular decay caused by chronic high glucose. Despite these benefits, our modern environment is engineered to keep us locked into a sugar-burning state. The average grocery store is filled with products designed to bypass our natural signals of fullness, using specific carbohydrate and salt ratios to drive overconsumption. Food manufacturers frequently use zero sugar and keto-friendly labels to mask the biological impact of their products. Ingredients like maltodextrin and maltitol allow brands to claim zero sugar, while triggering the same intense glucose and insulin responses as pure table sugar. Even processing whole foods, such as blending fruit into a smoothie, strips away structural fiber and creates a liquid fire hose of glucose that enters the blood instantly. This rapid absorption drowns out the natural GLP-1 hormone signals that tell the brain when to stop eating, leaving the body in a state of permanent food noise. This dependency isn't an accident. It is the result of a system meticulously designed to prioritize flavor and shelf life over metabolic health. Millions are left with irreversible diagnoses because these simple nutritional strategies are rarely discussed in a typical doctor's office. While general guidelines remain stagnant, organizations like DARPA have invested millions into ketone research to optimize human performance and protect the brain under stress. Reversing the trend of metabolic decay requires stepping outside of standard advice and tracking your own individual data. When the packaging on the shelf and the experts in the office fail to account for basic human physiology, surviving the modern food environment requires becoming the sole architect of your own biology.